The government announced Sunday morning that NCR Plus will have a streaker ECQ for the entire week. There were different reactions about this news. Many expressed their rants in social media platform against the government. Churches have to rethink and reconsider about their Holy Week program. Timely, the world also is celebrating Holy Week, and March 28, 2021 marked the date for Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is also called to be Passion Sunday in Christian tradition, the first day of the Holy Week and the Sunday before Easter or Resurrection Sunday. In Matthew 21, verses 1 to 11, when Jesus entered Jerusalem, his entry was best portrayed as triumphal one. The large crowd were welcoming him as king with enthusiasm, but the king who entered Jerusalem was riding a donkey and not a horse. He displayed a lowly and humble portrayal as king. By this, the Jewish people in Jerusalem, along with the religious leaders, should have a hint that Jesus was fulfilling the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 9, verse 9. He is the fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecy that someday a king will reign and establish his throne forever and ever. Also, his triumphant entry reminds us that Jesus is inviting us all to a loving kingship relationship with his people, even in the Old Testament. But take note of this. These people failed to see Jesus as the one true king who liberated them from their real enemy, not from the Roman Empire, but from sin, death, and Satan. The crowd could clearly see Jesus, but they have failed to behold him as the one true king. In Matthew chapter 20, verses 29 to 34, there were two blind men, but they see by faith who truly Jesus is. But this faith is a gift from God. How God opened their eyes of faith and convicted them to believe Jesus in the midst of their physical infirmities, despite of their physical blindness. They cried out, Lord, Son of David, have mercy on us. Because of this, they have experienced his compassion. They have experienced his deliverance from their physical infirmities and even in their spiritual infirmities. At the end, they have surrendered themselves in his lordship. This is validated by their actions, by following him after they have been healed. We may be facing a difficult life right now because the vaccine is still unavailable for most of the Filipinos. Our resources may be limited. If the quarantine will continue to go on, maybe there will be scarcity in our resources. Life is truly a struggle, even for the people of God. Our reality may seem dark and press us hard down. But tonight, let us all be reminded that Jesus is King, who reigns victoriously beyond our physical and material needs. I do not set aside our daily needs, for they are vitally important. But rest assured that I am one of you who never ceases to plead before the Lord for his mercy upon us and all the people around the world, that this pandemic will end. But thanks be to our God that his kingship is a loving relationship with his people. He is not a corrupt, a tyrant, or a bully king. He is a lowly one who offered his life for his people. He died for you and for me to liberate us from our enemy, Satan, sin, and death. He is with us. His presence will continue to assure us that He will sustain us through during this pandemic journey. He is the same Jesus yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He will not leave us nor abandon us, but rather He will faithfully deliver us all from this pandemic in His own time, in His own ways. Jesus alone is the only wise, just, and loving King. Today, this week, in the coming months, in the coming years, let us celebrate that Jesus is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, to whom we should give due worship, to whom we should give our total dependence, to whom we should totally surrender our lives. In pandemic, Jesus still reigns as our King. Have a blessed and glorious whole week to all. Good evening po sa bawat isa sa atin.